Played.
Welcome to the City of Sydney, and from within its boundaries, Harold Park Paceway, who proudly present the 1988 Inter-Dominion Championship. Tonight, the second round.
Welcome to the Harold Park Paceway in Sydney again, to the second night of qualifying heats in the Inter-Dominion. Well, perfect conditions in Sydney. We should see some very fast times in the four heats over the 1,609 metres. Looking at the points table after the first night of heats, and of course out there on top, the four heat winners on Friday night, JB's Fella, Luxury Liner, Village Kid and Whirly Dream, and of course the second place getters all there on 9 points. Our commentator this evening again is David Morrow, and David, we should see some speed on in tonight's four heats.
Yes, Peter, I think that tonight the track record of 155.9 held by Popular Arm is certainly under threat. And in fact, most of tonight's heats could really be described as match races. The first heat, Heat 5, sees Gay Adam opposed, of course, to Whirly Dream, the South Australian. The second heat, the New Zealander Luxury Liner, is up against Bag Limit. The third heat you're going to see tonight, which is actually Heat 7, sees the two youngsters, Rufus Youngblood and Our Maestro, opposed to each other. And the final heat is a match in 3. The two Western Australia's, JB's Fella and Village Kid, up against last year's Inter-Dominion champion, My Lightning Blue. Well, isn't there a lot of speed here in the first of tonight's heats, Heat 5? The first four, Corfu, Gay Adam, Palomar and Whirly Dream, all possessed of a lot of early speed. Prince Paladin is a late scratching. Alas, will return to Western Australia, and Lessai will start from gate 5. Most of the interest of those starting off the second row will centre on number 7, Thorate, who ran a very encouraging third in the opening night of the heats last Friday night. Let's go downstairs and find out what the prices are with Peter Longman.
Well, thanks, David, and plenty of interest down here in the ring in the first heat this evening. Corfu at 20s, Gay Adam very impressive on Friday night for second place is at now 5-4. Palomar 8s, heat winner last Friday, Whirly Dream at 2s. Prince Paladin is out, of course. Lessay's at 50s. Plenty of interest in Thorate last Friday, but much less this evening at 5s. Sunset Candios, Loveridge, both at 66s, and Sunshine Forever at 25s.
Well, certainly Gay Adam has a lot of supporters here in New South Wales, but perhaps not so many in other states. He's surprisingly the favourite for this open heat, but he did run a very encouraging race, went second to Village Kid on the opening night. Number 4, Whirly Dream, the South Australian. What a good performance he put up the other night on Friday when he came from back in the field to beat My Lightning Blue, and I think that he's going to be hard to beat in this opening heat. And certainly a lot of New South Wales interest, as I said, in number 7, Thorate. He'd won 7 in a row before last Friday night's third, and he's going to run a big race in this. And so the horses moving up behind the mobile barrier now for a start in Heat 5 on the second night of heats. And this, the Foster's Bicentennial Inter-Dominion Championship. A lot of interest here. Gay Adam drawn to Whirly Dream 4. Now Corfu goes quickly in 1. Palomar, the Western Australian, the red and white checks there in the centre, also comes out reasonably fast as well. So let's see what happens when the starter says go. The flying mile the distance, 1,609 metres. 2 laps of this Harold Park course when they reach the winning post, and Whirly Dream being driven hard in the early stages. Coming into this first turn, there's 4 abreast. Corfu on the inside, Gay Adam, Palomar 3 wide. Now Whirly Dream, Lance Justice decides to take hold and get back into the field. Getting through behind those then was Loveridge. Back on the inside, back towards the tail of the field, Thorate. In fact, he's 4th last now, just in front of Sunshine Forever. Second last, Sunset Candios, and last of all is Lessay as they go down the back the first time. And on the outside and really applying the pressure, Gay Adam, and Gay Adam slightly got the better of Corfu. Now Palomar's about 2 lengths away, and he's getting a good sit at the moment on the inside next, Loveridge. In the end, Whirly Dream's going to get in the 1-1, so he's going to be perfectly positioned yet again. Back in the field then behind those, Sunshine Forever, followed by Thorate, 3rd last, and awkwardly positioned. On the outside, 2nd last is Lessay, and Sunset Candios on the inside as last of all. The first quarter, 27.2. I tell you what, Village Kid would be struggling to carve that out. 30.4 the second as they start to slow down a fraction in front. A lap to go, and it's Gay Adam the favourite on top. He leads by a length. In second placing the Western Australian Palomar. Down on the inside, running third now is the Victorian Corfu, and the South Australian is Whirly Dream, getting that beautiful 1 out and 1 back trail. Back along the rails there in those yellow colours with the pink stripe and the white cap is the New Zealander Loveridge. On the outside, inside next, then Sunshine Forever, Thorate all bailed up third last. On its outside there, Less Iron. Last of all, Sunset Candios as they go through now through that 3/4 mile mark, and they're well inside a 2 mile minute rating, and it's 31.1 the third quarter onto the circle, and they've got just over 200 to go, and it's Gay Adam on top. Palomar's getting closer on the outside. He hasn't gone yet on Whirly Dream on the inside. Corfu looking for a run, and around the outside is Sunshine Forever, but it's Palomar putting down the big ones on the outside of Gay Adam. Palomar coming at Gay Adam. Palomar, Gay Adam on the inside. Palomar doing better, and Palomar gets up and beats Gay Adam on the outside. Sunshine Forever, a good run to get third in front of Corfu Loveridge. Thorate next. Whirly Dream stopped very badly to finish third last, just in front of Sunset Candios, and Lessay's finished last. And at this stage, Gay Adam on the inside, Palomar down the outside, looking a very big threat. Now look at Whirly Dream just behind Palomar. He certainly had enough. Corfu easing off the rails, and you'll see Sunshine Forever come right down the outside in the white and red colours. But as they get close to home on the outside, Michael Dilsley there applying the persuader, and Palomar, the Western Australian, getting better to the New South Wales horse in the last few strides. And it's Palomar who gets up and beats Gay Adam. And on the outside, Sunshine Forever got up to take third just in front of Corfu. So the official numbers in Heat 5, number 3 Palomar the winner, trained by Colin Joss in Western Australia and driven by Michael Ilsley. Second, number 2 Gay Adam, trained and driven by David Aitken here in Sydney. And third, number 10 Sunshine Forever, trained by Bill Horn in Western Australia and driven by Chris Lewis.
Michael Ilsley, driver of Palomar. Michael, a much improved performance from last Friday?
Yes, the horse went very nice tonight. He felt really good tonight. Last Friday was a little bit disappointing. I was caught out wide for quite a long way. Eventually I got outside the leader, but tonight's run was much better. Last week he'd only been in my stables about 2 days. He just got off the plane and he was still settling in, so just those extra days to settle in down the bay where I train, he has gone a lot better tonight.
And right in the centre of the picture there, the magnificent lights of the Darling Harbour complex here in Sydney. And the top right-hand screen, the lights of the Centre Point Tower. Heat 6 of the Foster's Bicentennial Inter-Dominion Pacing Championship. And what a race it should be. Number 1, Luxury Liner, a brilliant winner on Friday night. And number 2, Bag Limit. It really does look to be a match in 2. Our Stretto ran a good race on the opening night to finish third. Off the second row, Bryden Duke and Hyperstat were a little bit disappointing the other night. Quite Famous needs to perform well if it's going to make the final, and Tricky One is ineligible. Peter, what's the latest on the betting market?
Thanks, David. Not surprisingly, really only 2 horses with any interest in this betting ring. Luxury Liner at 11 to 8. Bag Limit at evens, has been in the red tonight, but has eased slightly to be back at evens. The rest of the horses really out of it. 100's Arden Meadow, 20's Al Stretto and Robert John, 100's Monarch's Best and Bryden Duke. Hyperstat at 50 to 1 and Quite Famous at 20 to 1. But really only 2 horses in it, Luxury Liner and Bag Limit.
And a couple of the horses milling around behind the start. You can see number 1, the driver's obscured, but you can see the white cap coming into view now. Tony Herlihy and Luxury Liner, the second favourite for this event, but my word, he was impressive in winning Heat 4 last Friday night. Halfway down the straight though, and Luxury Liner is going to come away and win this 4th heat pretty comfortably. Luxury Liner being well held together, and Luxury Liner is going to win it well. Sparebow second. And the other big chance in this, the 6th heat of this year's Inter-Dominion, is Bag Limit, and he just went out of shot there for a moment. There's our Stretto and Luxury Liner getting ready for this battle in Heat 6, and also Dennis Wilson having a bit of trouble there with Monarch's Best. And of course Bag Limit, those magnificent colours just coming back into view in the background. Yellow, the red Maltese cross, and of course that famous yellow cap. The horses moving up behind the barrier now for the 6th heat of the Foster's Inter-Dominion Pacing Championship. Again over the flying mile, and of course all of the interest will be on the inside there. Luxury Liner in the grey with the blue spots and the white cap, and Bag Limit in the yellow with the red Maltese cross, yellow sleeves and yellow cap, and away they go. Arden Meadow got away well, but our Stretto burst out from 4, and the little mare is going to lead them out of the straight the first time. Our Stretto on top, Luxury Liner hunting up on the fence. Bag Limit caught without cover, and going up around them in the early stages, caught 3 wide as Robert John. Getting the good runners, Arden Meadow, 1 out and 1 back, followed then by Hyperstat. Jimmy O'Sullivan, Quite Famous as second last. Monarch's Best behind those, and 1 a long way out of the ground in the early stage. stages as Bryden Duke as they go down the back the first time, and the first quarter in 28.3, so much slower than the Heat 5. And on top now, Bag Limit leads out to on the outside in second place now, Robert John. Now getting the good run in behind Bag Limit, our Stretto. Arden Meadow, one out and one back, and Luxury Liner awkwardly positioned fifth on the fence there in the grey colours with the white cap. Up on the outside behind those fourth last now is Hyperstat, and there goes Quite Famous taking off from third last. Second last is Monarch's Best, and Bryden Duke finally tacks on as they come down the main straight. They've got one lap to go when they reach the winning post, and the second quarter in 31.7, so they've managed to carve out the first half in 60 seconds exactly. Out of the straight, and it's Bag Limit on top. Robert John a half length away on the outside. Quite Famous posted 3 wide, and in behind them on the fence is Thorate. Between runners then Arden Meadow, and back on the fence and very awkwardly positioned as Luxury Liner, but Hurley trying to get out now. Hyperstat getting onto the back of Quite Famous and going forward, making up ground along the fence then Monarch's Best, and Bryden Duke is last as they go down the back, and they go through the third quarter in 28.9, and it's Bag Limit leading out to Robert John. Quite Famous 3 wide. Our Stretto hasn't spent a penny. She's behind the leader. She can get a run. Now coming around them very quickly, Hyperstat between runners then is Arden Meadow. Up on the fence then goes Monarch's Best, and Luxury Liner's a long way out of its ground as they swing for home, and Bag Limit full of running. Bag Limit on top. Robert John going well. Our Stretto can't improve its position at all, and down the outside is Luxury Liner, but Bag Limit wins it well. In second position, Robert John, our Stretto. Luxury Liner didn't do a great deal tonight, did it? On the inside next, Monarch's Best from Hyperstat. Behind those, Arden Meadow. Quite Famous tired badly, and Bryden Duke last. Around the turn, this was an armchair ride really for Vin Knight. Once he got to the lead, nothing really took him on, and that was the end of the section. They've really walked. I mean, if you could say they've broken 2 minutes and walked, they've run 1:58, but look at him, almost untouched coming down to the line, and he wins it pretty well. And on the outside, Robert John ran a very good race to take second. Our Stretto up on the fence. She'll get third, as she did in the first heat the other night. The official numbers going into the frame, 2, 5, 4 and 1. So Luxury Liner's finished fourth, and my word, it was disappointing despite the bad run. It didn't do much in the straight at all, did it?
Well, Vin, night driver of Bag Limit, a second on Friday, a win tonight. Must be very pleased the way the horse is going.
Yeah, very pleased, Peter. He's a lovely horse, and he's been a great horse to us and the owners, and to win a heat at the Inter Dominion and run second again this year. It's his third campaign at it, and you know, I just hope to God he can pull through and win it this year. But you know, to win a heat in a second so far, and the way he's done it, I thought this was his hardest heat because he's not a miler, everybody knows that, and he's done it fairly well, you know, and he had a good draw undoubtedly and had a good run, so he was pretty lucky really.
The magnificent aerial shot of Harold Park, venue for the 1988 Foster's Bicentennial Inter-Dominion Pacing Championship, Heat 7, and a very important heat indeed, especially for number 4 Rufus Youngblood, who copped a very bad check last Friday, desperately needs points. Our Maestro finished fourth on Friday, and Tiff's Mystery would like to put back-to-back runs together and possibly gain another third. Off the second line, well, Kyala Fling's going to need a little bit of luck to get through and fill a placing again, and Gaelic Skipper might well be one to watch. Let's go down and see what the punters think. Peter Longman.
Thanks, Dave. Looking at Heat 3, Tiff's Mystery is easing the betting to 5-1. Rum Bryden right out of it at 100-1. Barwin Build 50s. Rufus Youngblood at evens. Bit of odds on also in the ring. 5-2, Our Maestro. 40s Happy Sunrise. 33 Speed Partner. 25s Calafling. And 33s Gaelic Skipper and Bronski Beat.
And one of the real chances in this race, Tiff's Mystery there, just seeing David Aitken make a few last-moment adjustments for the horse that finished a very good third in the fourth heat last Friday night. Well, the horse with all the pressure on him tonight has to be number 4, Rufus Youngblood. He really did cop a bad check when they went to the back the first time the other night and put up a pretty good performance to finish 7th, but he needs the points desperately. And number 5, also a very big chance in this, Our Maestro. He'd won 14 in a row before he went down and finished 4th in the first heat behind Village Kid on Friday night, but can he get back into the winner's circle tonight? And they're moving up behind the gate now. Our Maestro was right up there quickly, and now they're all moved up behind the gate. In fact, Happy Sunrise hasn't moved up to gate 6 because towards the outside there, Our Maestro is side onto the gate. But as the gate moves, I'm certain they'll line up properly now. Happy Sunrise wasn't overly impressed by that, but has now after missing its gate for a few strides, has settled down out there in 6. On the inside, Tiff's Mystery. Rum Bridon in 2. Barwin Bill in 3. Rufus Youngblood 4. Our Maestro 5. Happy Sunrise is 6. About to go, heat 7 of the Fosters Inter Dominion. They've got 2 laps to go when they reach the winning post, and Rufus Youngblood was best out. Our Maestro's keen to take him on as they go into the first turn, and the 2 favourites go into it together, but Rufus Youngblood, by virtue of the inside running, holds out Our Maestro, and as they go to the back the first time and the speed's on in earnest, it's Rufus Youngblood on top to Our Maestro. Running third on the inside, Tiff's Mystery, and going up very quickly, 3 and 4 deep as Happy Sunrise between runners. Rum Bridon back on the inside. Speed Partner followed by Kyla Fling, Gaelic Skipper. Back behind those, Barwin Bill, and the last one as they go down the back. Bronski beat in the first quarter in 28.8, and Rufus Youngblood's on top, leads by a neck or so now to Happy Sunrise. On the inside, running third is Tiff's Mystery, and the 1-1 occupied by Our Maestro. Back along the fence, running fifth, the Speed Partner on its outside is Rum Bridon, followed by Gaelic Skipper on the inside of Kyla Fling. Back there, second last is Barwin Bill, and Bronski beat brings up the rear. They head round the turn into the straight again with just over 800 metres to run, and they're approaching the half-mile peg, and they go past it now, and the light turns to red, so they're just outside. A 2-minute mile rating, 32.6 the second quarter, and Rufus Youngblood is the one to beat. He's on top to Happy Sunrise, Tiff's Mystery, and Our Maestro getting the run of the race, 1 out and 1 back. Speed Partner back on the fence, going up 3 and 4 deep now is Bronski beat between runners. Rum Bridon back behind those, Gaelic Skipper also going 3 wide, Barwin Bill, and last of all Kyla Fling as they go down the back, and in front it's Rufus Youngblood. Here comes Young Maestro going up quickly, 3 and 4 deep, dropping out of it Happy Sunrise. Tiff's Mystery's on the inside, and behind those then is Bronski beat and Speed Partner, but the 2 champs go together. On the inside it's Rufus Youngblood, the outside it's Our Maestro. Rufus Youngblood, Our Maestro, Tiff's Mystery is third, about 2 lengths away. Around the turn into the straight, it's Rufus Youngblood, the inside, Our Maestro, the outside, and 2 lengths to Tiff's Mystery. Rufus Youngblood, Our Maestro, the outside, Rufus Youngblood, the inside, Rufus Youngblood, Our Maestro, going on the inside, Rufus Youngblood, he's got there. Rufus Youngblood, what a good win, beat Our Maestro, Tiff's Mystery third. The next one, Speed Partner, Gaelic Skipper, followed then by Kyla Fling. The next one, Bronski beat, followed by Happy Sunrise, Rum Bridon, and Barwin Biller's last, and what a race. Second last quarter, 30.2, last quarter, 27.9, 159.5, the overall time for the Flying Mile. But what an important win for number 4, Rufus Youngblood, and what a 2-horse war it turned out to be. These two had a great struggle at Gloucester Park recently, and look at this for a 2-horse war. Around the turn into the straight, Rufus Youngblood on the inside, Our Maestro the outside, but Rufus Youngblood refused to give in. The star 3-year-old in 1987, Dickie Lee getting to work with the Persuader, Vin Knight on the outside, likewise on Our Maestro, but as they come down towards the line, Rufus Youngblood pulled out too many stops, and he's gone on to take the 7th heat of the Fosters Bicentennial Inter-Dominion Championship by a neck to Our Maestro, and a length away third, Tiff's Mystery. So across the line, the official numbers 4, 5 and 1. Rufus Youngblood from Victoria, the winner, trained and driven by Dickie Lee. Second, number 5, Our Maestro, also from Victoria, trained by Bob Knight and driven by son Vin Knight. And third, number 1, Tiff's Mystery from New South Wales, trained and driven by David Aiken. And so to the 8th and final heat of this, the second night of the Inter-Dominion Championship, and what a heat it should turn out to be. The Western Australians, JB's Fella and Village Kid, drawn 3 and 4. Paleface Bubble, the runner-up from New South Wales, drawn in 5. And then off the second line, My Lightning Blue, which won last year's Inter-Dominion Grand Final, will come out of gate 10. A really incredible field. I wonder what the punters think. Peter Longman.
Well, thanks, David. And according to the punters down here in the ring, this 4th heat is really a 1-horse race. Village Kid, 11 to 4 on. Up to Crowder Gift is eased to 16s. My John Paul, 50s. JB's Fella, the only other horse really in the betting, at 11 to 4. Paleface Bubble is eased to 50 to 1. Henry Luca, 100s. Sparebow, 25s. Talara Dream and Young Pride, 66s. And My Lightning Blue out at 16s.
And there's the outright favourite for this, the 8th heat, the outright favourite for the Inter-Dominion Grand Final, and my word, wasn't he impressive in winning Heat 1 last Friday.
But around the turn and in front at Village Kid, Gay Adams the only danger. Is there a danger? Village Kid on the inside, Gay Adams throwing down the gauntlet on the outside. Village Kid, Gay Adams, Village Kid, Gay Adams, Village Kid, he's going to be too good for them.
And Village Kid certainly was too good for them, and certainly tonight the punters think that he'll be too good for them again, despite the presence of his Western Australian arch-rival JB's fella. His record speaks for itself, and of course he won the Inter-Dominion way back in '86. His main rival is expected to be the Western Australian JB's fella. He's drawn in 3. He possesses a lot of early speed, and it'll be interesting to see which one leads as they go to the back the first time. Of course, also in the race is number 10, My Lightning Blue. He won the Inter-Dominion Grand Final last year in Christchurch, and this year he looks as if he'll need a bit of luck to get through, but certainly tonight he'll need a lot of luck just to get a placing. The field starting to move up behind the mobile barrier for a start in Heat 8. My John Paul just back a fraction there in 2. Corral to Give going up in 1. JB's fellas in 3 and goes very quick early. Village Kids there in 4. The runner-up in last year's Inter-Dominion Paleface Bubble in 5. Henry Luker out in 6. And then off the second row, we've got My Lightning Blue in 10. Now notice that My Lightning Blue and Young Pride are both sporting the same colours. Cerise with the blue V and the yellow sleeves. But My Lightning Blue has the white cap and Young Pride has the black and orange cap. Now away they go in the 8th heat of the Inter-Dominion Championship, and it's JB's fella as expected who's going to lead into the first turn, and Chris Lewis is quite content to sit there on the outside on Village Kid, and as they go to the back the first time, it's JB's fella who leads out by about a length or so to Village Kid. Corral de Gift right up on the still, running 3rd at the moment, followed in behind those by My John Paul, 1 out and 1 back. Along the fence next is Spare Bow, followed then by Talara Dream, who's back in the field. The next one on the inside is Young Pride, followed by My Lightning Blue. The 2 there with those cerise colours running 3rd last and 4th last there together. Back on the inside there, 2nd last is the Queenslander Henry Luker, and last of all is Paleface Bubble. The first quarter run at a fairly leisurely bat, 28.5, and in front is JB's fella, leading by a neck now to Village Kid. Running 3rd on the inside, Corral de Gift, and My John Paul in the 1-1, followed then by Spare Bow. Talara Dream on the outside, the next one Young Pride on the inside, and there's My Lightning Blue taking off from 3rd last. Also going up is Paleface Bubble, and Henry Luker is last of all. The second quarter a very slow 32 as they go past the winning post with a lap to go, and it's JB's fella on top, the Village Kid. Off the track 3 and 4 wide, My Lightning Blue. Corral de Gift down on the inside, in between runners is My John Paul. Behind those Spare Bow on the fence and the white colours. Off the track there in the brown cap, and going around them is Paleface Bubble. Back in the field, Talara Dream. Young Pride second last, and Henry Luker last of all as they travel along the back and approach the 400-metre mark, and in front is JB's fella. He leads by a head or so now to Village Kid, 29.3 that third quarter, and on the outside it's Village Kid who's issuing the challenge now to JB's fella. Corral de Gift is a length and a half away, and behind those then, and not really running on a great deal at this stage is My Lightning Blue. In fact, he's losing a lot of ground. Around the turn in the straight, it's JB's fella the inside, Village Kid the outside, JB's fella, Village Kid, JB's fella on the inside. It looks as if it's going to be a boil over. JB's fella's going to lead from go to woe, and JB's fella came away and beat Village Kid. Corral de Gift got 3rd, followed by Spare Bow, My John Paul. Young Pride was next, followed then by My Lightning Blue, Talara Dream. Back there second last, Paleface Bubble, and Henry Lucas finished last. Last quarter 27.7, and they've run a mile rate of 157.6. A mighty performance really from both of them. And on the inside there, it's JB's fella, Greg Harper, getting to work, but he didn't really have to do a great deal. Village Kid was hard at it on the outside, and Corral de Gift ran a very good race to take 3rd. But in the end, JB's fella won as he liked by a length and a half to Village Kid, and a very good mile rate. But once he led into the first turn, he was always going to be tough to beat, and that's a good win. 2 wins out of 2 starts in the 1988 Inter-Dominion to JB's fella. So across the line, 3, 4 and 1. Number 3, JB's fella first, trained and driven by Greg Harper from Cannington in Western Australia. Second, number 4, Village Kid, trained by Bill Horn in Western Australia and driven by Chris Lewis. And third, number 1, Corral de Gift, trained and driven by Darren Binskin here at Condell Park in New South Wales. Well, only one horse has so far won 2 heats of this year's Inter-Dominion Championship. His name's JB's fella, his trainer's Greg Harper, and he's with Peter Longman.
Greg Harper, driver of JB's fella. Greg, how important was that draw inside Village Kid in your win tonight?
Well, Peter, I think it was everything. I couldn't have crossed Village Kid had he drawn inside me, and I don't think Village Kid could cross me drawing inside him, as it turned out.
Well, how important is the draw going to be in the races coming up?
Well, draws always make a difference in races, whether it's galloping, trotting, or no matter what race it is, a foot race or anything. But it's going to be such a good field that the pace should be on, and bad barrier draws hopefully, should be able to be overcome by all horses.
Well, that brings to a close our coverage of the second night of qualifying heats. Just before we go, let's have a look at the points table after the first two qualifying heats. JB's Fella on top with 2 wins with 22 points. Then on 20, Village Kid and Bag Limit, both on 20. On 18, Luxury Liner and Gay Adam. And as you can see, 4 horses on 16. Well, don't forget to join us again next Friday night for the third night of qualifying heats. Until then, it's good night from Harold Park.